Last time I put ChatGPT, Claude, and Copilot up against each other in the task of creating a Python game from scratch in Claude 1. All of the AIs made decent games, but Claude's game was by far the best. Now on that video, someone commented that Gemini has come out with Gemini 2.5, and with that person mentioning Gemini in that video, it must be better than Claude. Now I chose not to use Gemini 2.5, mostly because Claude doesn't give you the ability to upgrade its version without paying, so I want the matchup to be fair by setting Gemini to its base version. Other than that, I will be giving Claude and Gemini the exact same prompt, and will only be prompting more if the program isn't working. The program will, like always, be in Python, and at the end of the video I will give my final verdict and say which AI I think did better. So let's start. Now the prompt for this video is make a game in Python that is completely unique, give the game its own unique name, and use Pygame for maximum creativity. The game should use WASD controls and have a title screen which includes how to play the game. The game should be arcade game-like. This prompt, as you'll see later, actually worked out really well, and spoiler, both AIs actually made decent games. Now I put this prompt in both AIs and let them generate. Both were hard at work, creating hundreds of lines of code, and eventually finished, and it was time to test the games. Now first we have Gemini. The name of its game was Surf, which is, I guess, a unique name. Now the actual game itself ended up being really well put together. The game had a title screen as I asked, and also had a tutorial as I asked. So the game was good so far. Now the gameplay was actually decent. The point of this game was to collect as many yellow circles as you could before you lost all of your health to the red triangles. Now when I tell you this game was actually hard, it truly was. The triangles were annoyingly fast in a good way, and the game actually made me want to beat my previous score. Now for my complaints, I would say that the game could be more balanced, maybe the player being faster or the enemies being slower. Other than this, the game didn't really have many visuals. The game had a pretty bland background, but other than that, the game was pretty good. Now for the former winner, Claude, the name of its game was Nebula Drift. Now this game was visually already better than Gemini's. The player has a trail and had an actual moving background. It also seems that the player even has some form of gravity while not moving, which is definitely a plus. So already the game is put together far better than Gemini's. Now the actual gameplay was not as good as Gemini's. Their games were coincidentally similar in objective. Claude's game's objective was to collect the yellow dots while dodging the purple circles. Now although the game had similar objectives, Claude's game was far more boring. The idea of the enemies actively chasing you made the game harder. In this game, there were maybe a max of 2 enemies at a time, meaning that getting to the yellow orbs was not hard at all. If the enemies were being spammed like the ones in Surf, the game would actually be better. So after testing both games and thinking long and hard about both of them, I can safely say that visually Claude's game was better, but gameplay wise Gemini's was better. The graphics in Claude's game were very surprising. The player had an actual trail, the background was actively moving, and there was gravity. Gemini's game was actually fun, was actually hard, and had very good replayability. So with those things being taken into account, I could say that in my opinion, Gemini's game was better. Although I love the way that Claude's game looked, I would say that I prefer a more fun game rather than a game that looks better. So let me know down in the comments which AI did better in your opinion, and let me know what you guys want to see next. And I will see you guys in the next one.